In today's video, we're going to be taking the Ikea Billy bookcases and then turning them into this, which is 1, 2, 3 base plates, away from this, which is only able to do 2.5 base plates. Let us begin. I received this comment by Adam recommending me to add a little bit of washer to my Ikea Billy bookcases. That way I can get 3 modulars or 3 base plates per Billy bookcase, because there's 1/8 of a discrepancy. Yes, 1/8 of a discrepancy between the Billy bookcases standard into what a modular of 3 would be on a shelf. And by adding this would tremendously give me more modulars on these Billy bookcases. Believe it or not, such a small difference will have such a great impact. So in today's video, I'm going to be disassembling all of these Lego sets on the back wall here and attempting to make 3 base plate wide Billy bookcases. I'm already tired of moving Lego sets because in the last week I've moved all of these Lego sets multiple times. But here we are, finally completing that one drawer. That wasn't too bad. Now let's pull her down, pull the shelves off, and see what we can do. I'm going to try the lazy method first. And what I mean by that is lazy is all I'm going to do is take these shelves, for example, well, try to. And the lazy method is going to be adding a washer here on the inside. And maybe that will give me enough room to stretch out the Billy bookcase. Now, I know on the contrary, we have this middle shelf here that is built into the Billy bookcase. So in that aspect, we won't be able to move this one. So looking at it from this point of view, you're probably gonna have to take it and disassemble it a little bit from start to finish, but let's do the lazy method and see how it goes. Now that we've got those 4 washers in on all sides, let's see if that gave us enough room to theoretically put all of these modulars in 3 rows across it. So let's give this a go. I'm going to use the Fire Brigade, my mock Pokemon Center. Again, these are just 1 base plate Lego modulars. Just to spice things up, I have another, I'll use those half modulars as a start. So there's 1/2, and now the anticipation, right? Let's give this one a whirlwind. Will it be enough? Da, 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 da. It does not look like it is enough. So that is unfortunate. So sadly, that won't work. Now, that's okay, because we're still going to take Adam's comment into factor here. And we are going to try and make this work. So the other thing to think about is maybe the washer I used was just not big enough. So I'm going to continue the lazy method here. Let's see if we can add 2 washers and just get enough room to maybe give us that room we're looking for. So unfortunately, that is not going to work. So what is going to be required is for me to legitimately pull all 3 of these Billy bookcases down. And then at that point, I'm going to be trying to add a washer in to make them a little bit wider. Wish me luck. Let's see if this goes according to plan. A little update, the washers I had that just came with those Ikea Billy bookcases, the holes are not big enough to actually go around like the screws that tie into all the shelves. So I went to Home Depot and picked up some that are a little bit bigger, but are the same exact diameter in roundness. And those are just these Everbuilt 1/4 inch flat washers. I think it was like $7 for 100 of them. So hopefully this works. So literally I'm just placing them right on top of there and pushing them down. So pretty easy process here. I am almost considering on trying and give this a go with only 1 washer on each side. I wonder if that's enough. Probably not. I'll probably have to do both sides. But yeah, reason I grabbed 100 is technically it would be 6 washers per side. And then at that point, times all the Billy bookcases, that should be plenty. After all that moment of truth, sliding 1 base plate, 2 base plates in. Pretty comfortable, pretty snug and tight. 3 full base plates. Now, this won't work unless these buildings don't have any overhangs on them. So some of the Ninjago buildings will be bad examples, but let's take in account the town hall, which is flat on both sides. Then let's go ahead and add our Pokemon Center Mock, which is flat on both sides. And for the dramatic effect of adding the pet shop half, and then lastly, for the last half, which hopefully fits no problem, it's tight, a little tight. Oh man, maybe because the buildings are just slightly bowed in a little bit, this still is tight. So it is going to be pretty dependent on the buildings, because here's a great example of me having my 3 base plates fully locked and loaded in here. Like, here's the town hall on one base plate, here's the Pokemon Center, then here's this 3rd base plate. Nice and snug in there, but I mean, it's not like super tight. It fits legitimately pretty perfect. Like, it is a little tight, but pretty perfect. So maybe it's just a shelf. Let's try one above it. So this dilemma is very odd, because the bottom floor here, this bottom story, the one that's probably going to get looked at the most, or the least, I mean, all 3 modulars fit. So pretty crazy that at the top they don't, but at the bottom they do. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull this back out and add a second layer of washers just to one side. You can already see the gap that is created, but I guess that's not enough. So I'm just going to play it safe, add another washer, and that should truthfully give it all the room we need and do the trick. Maybe it's just a tight squeeze, but I finally got it with 2 washers on the left-hand side and 1 on the right. Now this is looking really good, but you can automatically see up on the top that there is a nice little gap, and you could literally see through it. It's not going to bother me in the sense that the modulars are going to look so much better and so much more efficient having 3 across, but just something to take note if you do ahead and go with this design. Now, if you do try to do 1 washer on each side, I think it'd be very tight, and you'd have to really push up against the walls and try to spread them, but you could probably accomplish it. I'm just good for a safe bet because I want my modulars to sit in here comfortably. And now it's time to do the rest of them. Just as a triple check precautionary, here is another example on the top row with me placing all of those modulars in. Now, don't get me wrong, on that top little section there, I'm gonna go ahead and have to do the same thing, and that shouldn't be a bad problem. Okay, I'm actually frustrated. I didn't get this recorded, but check this out. The drawer just dropped literally seconds after I put my camera down, and it's being hung up in midair. Pretty cool, but not cool for my Lego. But I wanted to capture this because it's clear that the shelves are spread a bit too far now, and you could see it literally opened up in the back, and this probably is not a very good solution. So I went ahead and wrapped it up for the day at that moment in time and came back and addressed this a different day. Now, what you see right now is now a washer on each side. So a whole washer row on the farthest side, and then a washer on the inside of this Billy bookcase, and then same thing with this one. And I actually haven't touched this 3rd Billy bookcase all the way to the left. I just don't even think I have enough modulars to complete that. So maybe I'm not super interested in doing that right now. But this is what it looks like so far. I think this came out really, really well. You can see at the top, I have the bookshop, I have the detective office, and the jazz club. I know they are a little bit crammed and a little bit tight, but this is exactly what we were going for. So going all the way back to Adam's statement in the front, massive thank you for this suggestion. I'm sorry to cause trauma with the drop of this shelf here earlier in the video, but truthfully what happened was we did not interlocking these shelves. You can see up there, it just cracked one of those pieces from the Billy bookcases because it just was unable to lock when we had 2 of those washers inside. So it just spread it too far. But now we could safely say the Billy bookcases truly are a very immersive display for the Lego modulars. I think the 3 buildings just makes it look so much better. So like even on this one over here with Ninjago City, I could technically add maybe Ninjago City or Ninjago City Gardens, but you could see the overhang on Ninjago City and the Gardens. It probably won't fit in that spot there. So it's just better to display that one by itself. But the modulars themselves fit very tight and snug, and this is exactly what we wanted. So there you have it, more Lego for the bang for your buck for these Billy bookcases. It's a little frustrating that you're just so minimal that you couldn't get them in from the start, but yeah, I think one other way to just really secure them is if you're like pretty designated on your shelves. You could just nail them in. That's one way. Obviously, that would make it a little bit more permanent. You wouldn't be able to move the shelves, but maybe you just do that for the three, that like the top one, the bottom one, and then that middle shelf. You nail them in that way. At the worst case scenario, your Billy bookcase isn't flying out on you like we saw earlier in today's video. But that's gonna wrap it up. I hope you found today's video informative, entertaining, and insightful. I think I knocked the 3 out of the water today because we learned a lot. We sure as heck were entertaining with that crash of Lego modular buildings. Thank God. It could have been way worse. That was my Pokemon Center mock up there. That would have been crazy. And then, yeah, it was a fun video. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hopefully it was a good one. And make sure to give this one a thumbs up if it helped out. And we'll see you in the next one. I'm Christian from Stud City. Love you guys. Peace out.